We-On-Loc Nation is back home. And back home chilling. Um, I'm going to do something. I want to hold a panel. I'm gonna do a panel uh, this Sunday. I'm not going to have too much time to do it the week, these prior couple of days. Sunday is the best one. So I want to hold a panel, and I want to hold a panel of people, and we talk about the whole Carmelo situation, what their feelings, you know, do you like that? Do you like that he's getting a real harsh sentence? Do you wish it was a shorter sentence? Do you wish he was redeemed innocent, which I still think he is? What are your thoughts? What were your thoughts? What are your feelings? So, Carmelo is going through it. Carmelo is going through, he's I am worried about his mental health. Me. I don't know about anybody else, but I am worried about his mental health. We all know going in, this was a life changer for him from the beginning. And I do feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for his family, for him to have to go through this. But I also I have a tiny little bit of sympathy for the Metcalf people, a tiny bit, because no one should ever lose their child. Because a child, they don't have to be here. Children don't have to be here. That's just what it is. They go through right. They go through life through the unknown, not knowing anything, and then life either gives them something, gives them a good deal, or a bad blow. In other words, you're either successful in life or you're going through tragedies in life. That is harsh when you are 16, 17 years old. Carmelo looked like he was going to be a decent athlete. What's his name? Austin looked like he was going to be a decent athlete. And his brother looked like he was going to be a decent athlete. But when teenagers do this to each other, this is where it lands sometimes. Not all the time, but this is where it lands sometimes. But this world is crazy. This world is so crazy. But I'm worried about Carmelo's mental health. Hopefully, he does not commit suicide. That's that's my thinking. Will he live through it? I hope. I hope. But now that I got all that out the way, I've been hearing some panels about this situation, about the Carmelo situation, about the sentencing, the 35. years in prison. I've been hearing that. I've been hearing them talk about it. Is this sentencing harsh, or do you feel that's a good idea to sentence a 19-year-old boy to 35 years in prison for defending himself? Did he defend himself? Did he not defend himself? And everybody's their own judge, jury, and executioner nowadays. Everybody's their own lawyer. Everybody's their own accountant. And I'll explain that a little later. So there was a couple of cooning and buffooning going on with a panel of nothing but coons, but I ain't gonna mention no names, so just relax. I'm not mentioning any names. So these people were basically, well, Karmelo should have just got up and left. Karmelo has life had life to live for if he just followed the procedure. Karmelo should have just got up, left, and called security. He was in the wrong tent. What was he doing there in the first place? And of course, the famous one, what is he doing in school with a knife? Oh, did you know that he was suspended at one point? The boy is a thug. He ain't nothing but a thug. He ain't nothing but a criminal. You're supposed to fight. You're supposed to you're supposed to meet with equal force. I don't care if it was 4 against 1. I don't care if it was 7 against 1. You're supposed to meet with equal force. Metcalf pushed him. Karmelo stabbed him. We're just gonna skip over certain part. Austin and Hunter get a little push. They did a little push. Just like boop. And it was like touch me and see what happens. So we're just gonna skip over a lot of parts. We're not gonna even go into facts and details. We're not gonna go into that. He should have never been there. A white boy's, a cracker's, a human life. A human life has been taken away. And then I hear the other side. Well, both of these people were fine young men. But Karmelo, you should have known better. 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 I mean, just coon. And it's like, live to fight another day. Brownsville. I respect the heck out of you, Brownsville. I respect the heck out of your cousin too. Sharon, which she's on live right now. I respect the hell out of both of you. But there's too much tap dancing and bootlicking nowadays. It's like you're asking us to flee Whenever a white man has an authority, which he didn't, to tell us to get up and walk away, which he doesn't have the authority to, you're telling us the better situation is to fight or flee. And you picked flee, right? You picked the words flee, and you want us to just live to fight another day. 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 We've been doing this for decades. Live to fight another day for decades, centuries, years, months. How long before we can say, like, literally, leave us the fuck alone? Just leave me the fuck alone before I really do something bad to you. That should be enough indication, because number one, we all know I'm talking to the common sense people. I'm not talking to a whole bunch of idiots that don't know their right from their left. I'm talking about people who literally know when not to fuck with people. This is how about this? I live in the desert. If I'm going on the desert, if I'm stranded on the desert and I hear a rattlesnake hissing, the first thing it's going to do is wiggle its tail. The first thing it's going to do is just wiggle its tail and wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and rattle, 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 and hiss, 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 hiss. If I go towards further to the damn thing, what is it going to do? Strike. F-O-F-A-F-O. Same situation with this. If you're telling me go freaking leave it, and there's more to it than just, it's like, you need to move, and because you know how teenagers are. They yap back and forth. And then, of course, Karmelo said, touch me, see what happens. Touch me, see what happens should be enough indication for you to leave him the hell alone. But just because he was smaller than you, you look down upon him. You look down upon him. You didn't care about the outcomes. And if you were so like-minded, if you were so smart, if you wanted to do something for your school, which you weren't supposed to be there in the first place, you would have grabbed security. You would have grabbed security. You would have grabbed the police, because they're the only ones with authority, not you. But apparently, hardheads get what they get. I didn't make these rules up. The people in the Republican Congress made these rules up. The Republican Congress made these rules up. Salute. So, and then they're just going to skip over everything else. They're going to skip over the part where he got punched. They're going to skip over the part where he got shoved. Well, shoving ain't nothing. And of course, they're going to skip over the parts where there were several people involved in that situation against Karmelo, and then they're gonna skip to the part where Karmelo had got caught in a headlock by Austin, pulled him back in. He tried fleeing, not once but twice. We're just gonna skip over that. We're just going to skip over those. I think that's the problem. That's the problem with people right there. But to each his own. Your fate is your fate. If you don't believe in God, I suggest you start. Whew. If you don't believe in God, I suggest you start. Because from here on in, because of the Carmelo situation, because of the Cyrus and some little and a particular little girl and some Hispanic and the one Hispanic that got stabbed in the same, not the same state, different city in Texas. Why I think I would have to say white folks need to watch out. I mean, you have your victory. You first of all, that defense lawyer should be fired. Carmelo was cooked the moment he went to court. But he had his one saving grace that could have got him off. Not off totally, but could have got him off with possibly a lighter sentence. Because I don't believe in any boy getting that much prison time for one little stab. We're talking about enough force to get you away from me because he was being dog walked by several teammates, including the Metcalf brothers. So, and of course they're gonna try to appeal it, and it's a lot of money. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but shouts out to Charleston White for lending a helping hand, lending some money for his appeal, because he does deserve it. He does not deserve to be in prison. Does not deserve to be in prison. But yet, going back to the coonery and buffoonery, all you coons, you Sambo soldiers out there, I have no words for you, really. I have no words for people who have given up. That's what I want to say. I have no words for people in the black community who have completely given up. Number one, not just on their Africanity, but have given up life in general and expecting something from the other side. I have no words for you. You clearly have no life with us, but you have a life with them. You clearly have a life with the white community, or some of the Hispanic community, or some of the Asian community. You have a life with them. They follow laws, and whenever we lie down, this I don't get it. Every time we lie down, we're expecting to take a beating. Every time we get back up, we're expecting to take a beating. Every time we want to walk away, we're getting a beating. Every time we stand up for each other, we're going to take a beating, but we're really not supposed to be fighting back. I don't get it. We're not supposed to be fighting back. There's no such thing as defending yourself. Well, you're supposed to be doing it the right way, my brother. Live to fight another day. That's why I respect the hell out of Haiti so much. And I don't want it. And Brownville, you were so dead wrong. You were so freaking dead wrong. Haiti's a shitty country. Really? So, I guess in 1804, defending your turf was the wrong thing to do. I guess what Nat Turner did was the wrong was in itself the wrong thing, and we were just supposed to just take it. We were supposed to get lynched. We were supposed to get our asses whooped every time we thought a thought, which was illegal to think back then. It was illegal to speak when not spoken to. It was illegal to even lift your head up, illegal to lift your head up high. How long? But you afraid to fight? Or you just, oh, I get it. You are afraid to die. You are scared of revolution. You are scared to fight for your people and what you were brought here on earth to do. Live, reproduce your family 10 times fold. To be successful not only in Africa, not only in Jamaica, not only in Haiti, not only in Britain, but in America too, because you were here in America. You were here. But there's too much tribalism going on, and there's too much cooning and buffooning and tap dancing and tap soldiering. I got kids. I got kids. I got kids. Karmelo was wrong. What was he thinking? What the hell is he doing using a knife? He can't fight. First of all, it wasn't a one-on-one situation. Nothing nowadays is a one-on-one situation. As soon as you think you're fighting one, you're actually fighting three. So it was not a one-on-one situation. So, and number two, are we not forgetting? You're talking about equal force. How about equal weight? I'm 5'10", 240 pounds. If I'm not fighting my equal weight or just a little bit above that, that's not equal. But yeah, I'm a big boy. I can take it. If I'm fighting somebody smaller than me, if he's 5 feet, but he can rock, that's fine. That's cool. That's great. Karmelo was 5'8". Damn near my height. We're talking about two linebackers plus two more individuals. So that's four. So if you're pounding on me and if I can't flee, which like I said, he flee not once but twice. If I cannot flee from you, then the best course of action is to get you away from me by any means necessary. Tony Chow or Jackie Chow or whatever his name is, he claimed self-defense, but what he did wasn't redeemed as self-defense at all. When the boy gave himself up, he got shot in the back. I'm talking about Cyrus. You shot him in the back. That is not self-defense. Why wasn't he with his own teammates? They already competed that day, and they didn't have their own tent. Is what the one of the witnesses, or I think one of his coaches has testified that they didn't have their own tent, and they were already done that day. But I guess he was invited by some friends. Well, this is what I've heard. What I've heard was he was at some cabin or some bunker or whatever, and a coach told him not to be in there, and so someone invited him to the other person's tent or whatever, quote unquote tent, And he was just sitting there. He was just sitting there minding his own business on his cell phone, and it started pouring down rain that day. But here's the trip. You were or Austin and Hunter were 5 rows up. Karmelo was 5 rows down. You mean to tell me you saw an opposite opponent and you didn't bother to what? Call security? Here's where the race part comes in. You got two big white boys messing with a small black kid. And you were both jabbering at the mouth. We gotta stop this thing about I don't believe in race. Donald Trump has clearly made, how do I say it? Donald Trump is the face of racism because he is clearly stated a dozen times over without even saying it that he does not like black people or brown people. Now he don't like anybody. He don't like anybody. Now, me personally, I wish he would have never had the knife at school, but according to the rules of the land, in Texas, you are allowed a weapon that is under a knife that is under 5 inches. His was 3.5. His was one of those camping knives. I kind of saw a picture of it while Jasmine held the picture up and they were sending her information. I saw what they were posting, they were sending to her, and I saw the picture of the actual knife. I mean, it was small, but still effective. Small, but still effective. But it's a stand your ground law. So he had the right to protect himself. If Kyle Rittenhouse can have a AK-47 and walk around with it and started blasting people with it, if Dylan Roof can go into a church, pray for an hour, and start shooting people with a gun, Carmelo can protect himself with a knife. You know the difference between what the people that I just mentioned? One has straight A's. Two, or one has straight A's. Straight A's, nuclear family, did no wrong whatsoever. Just a regular kid. The other one was a radical, was radicalized. The other one, same thing, radicalized, but really had both parents in the home, both, white supremacist parents, but nevertheless, I'm just getting sick of people. Y'all are evil. Y'all are some of you people are evil. Some of you people are disgusting. Some of you people don't even deserve a meat in this world. But this is where we live. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. 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 I mean, it's a damn the lineage of the lineages of evil. And y'all gonna say what y'all say, but y'all gonna get your just due. Y'all are gonna get your just due. I am not worried at all. I'm not worried about evil people. I am worried about, however, how these black folks can literally just sit up there and just completely just give up. Completely give up. Like, live to fight another day. We've been doing this for centuries. Running from the white man, running from skinheads, running from the alt-right, we've been running for so many people. We haven't even gotten the chance. This is the reason why our women hate us so much. Part of it. Part of the reason why our women hate us so much is because we don't show our dominance. But we can show our dominance when it comes to females, when it comes to wanting to dominate over a female. We talk so big about the nuclear family. We talk so big shit about the nuclear family and how it should be constructed and how women should behave. Blah, 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 blah. We should never be like Cardi B. We should never be like Meg Thee Stallion or Nicki Minaj or all them other ridiculous people. We should know. Well, shouts out to Cardi B because she even thinks Karmelo is innocent. So shouts out to her. I cannot get us. And this is the reason why I separate myself from those who just talk that nonsense. Brownsville, dude, you've lost it. You lost your ways. Where's your balls? I mean, seriously, dude, where the fuck is your balls? I mean, did your balls drop off at the civil rights movement? I mean, where are your balls? So you don't mind if a white man calls you a nigga, but I mean, you don't mind it because you know you're not that. And that's cool. Okay, I get it. Got you. Moving on. But the moment they put their hands on you, what, you just back off? You back up? You just pick up your ball and go home, huh? Pick up your ball and live to fight another day. Got you. Got you. Okay. Let's just say I grant you that. I grant you that one time. How about day 2? How about day 3? How about day 4? How about day 5? A week, a month, a year goes by. You're still going to do that stupid shit? How long before you punch somebody in the throat? My guy, how long before you start punching people in the throat? Like when that white lady did that reporting on Donald Trump and Donald Trump called her stupid. Donald Trump called her slow, stupid, slow, and all these other negative. I mean, we're talking about a regular supporter. If that were me, I would have been like, who the hell do you think you're talking to? And the president, I don't give a fuck who you think you are. You're no president to me because number one, I didn't vote for your ass. Number two, you will treat me with the utmost respect and you will be held accountable for your shit. Otherwise, you can just kick rocks with an open toe sandal, my guy. She did the absolute right thing of holding this man accountable. And and then you know what? I'm just gonna drop the mic and get on the easy fit. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. It's not a black and white thing. Bullshit. Get the hell out. I refuse. No, I refuse. I refuse to listen. I refuse to listen. All white juror, an all white juror, a judge who knows the defendant, who know the I'm sorry, the judge who knew the prosecutor, or prosecutor who know the defendant. I'm not dumb. I seen that coming. I seen it coming a mile away. You don't think that these elitists pay judges to put black people underneath the jail, especially in Texas? You don't think I don't know that? You must think you think I was just born at night. I was born at night, not last night. Excuse me. If that was my son, I would not stop running my mouth until all the truth is out about the harassment he endured day after day. Well, here's the thing, and I hate to say this, and I know where I'm going with this, so bear with me. Women have better voices. Women should be the voice, right? Women should be the voice of their sons. The fathers should be the doers for their sons. Doer, meaning they should do what's necessary to protect their sons. They should do what's necessary to do for their sons so that incident would have never, ever happened. Number one, Karmelo, let's be honest, Karmelo did not know that he wasn't supposed to bring a knife to school. He was, according to reports, he was a camper. That's according to reports. He had a bag. In his bag where was the knife and snacks. That sounds like a camper to me. Secondly, he was there for a track meet. He has done a lot of good. See, nobody likes to report this. Nobody likes to report any and everything, right? No one likes to report how good this kid was, how a stand-up individual this kid is. But his life is gone now. All because of the Texas. People need to move out of Texas. I'm just going to say it outright. People just need to move out of Texas. People need to move out of Texas. He did not know that he wasn't supposed to bring a knife to school. First of all, they don't even tell children to bring knives to school. Not to bring knives to school. They don't tell them that. You're not supposed to have weapons. You're not supposed to. What county? But then again, you know what? I'll backtrack because I don't know, because I don't live in that county. I don't live in that specific county. Here, you're not. If you can bring a fucking cell phone to school, you can bring anything to school nowadays. Don't give me that shit. If you can bring iPads and iPhones, which do more stuff than regular Androids, you can bring a knife to school. People have been bringing knives to school, all types of weapons to school. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Carmelo has every right to defend himself. Carmelo has every right to defend himself. That was a lynching. That was merely a lynching that day. Merely a lynching. The first time I was like, oh, yep. The chances of him getting a not guilty verdict is 20%. Not looking good at all. And if he appeals it, and if they do not fire his lawyer and get fire his attorney and get Jasmine Crockett, if he don't get Jasmine Crockett on the case, boy, that's what I would have got. Cause ain't no Thurgood Marshalls anymore. Ain't no Johnny Cochran's anymore. No, they excluded all that because they wanted you gone. They want your ass gone. Laws were permitted for. Well, let me not go there because that's going to open up a whole nother can of worms. Bottom line is this was, like I said, this was a lynching from the beginning, and I hope his mental's okay. I hope his mental is all right. There's nothing much that his mom can do, his mom and his father can do at this point, other than his lawyer just filing the appeal and doing things the right way. Possibly give him a lighter sentence. Possibly give him probation. We'll see. Ben Crump. Hell no. And get no damn Ben Crump. Let's be serious. Let's be for freaking serious. It's crazy. We need to take a stand to make sure that's clear. He left the prosecution words in the hands of the jury. Well, there was an option. It's not like it was going to be any better or any different. You leave it to the hands of the judge. He'll probably give you a more harsher sentence. You leave it to the hands of the juror, which none of them were your peers. That was a problem. So it was a lose-lose situation. It's crazy. It is completely crazy. So evil has a way. It's just evil has a way of getting people to not only do stupid things, but say stupid things. Like certain people in this chat are saying the most stupidest shit ever. That just makes them evil. But that's just the way life is. Until something happens to him, or until something happens to y'all, and all of y'all go, "Oh my God, it's such a track." Yeah. Whatever. Oh, it's such a track. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Not only do you give him a harsh penalty, but you take his money away. You take his money away, and for what? The Metcalf family had two different accounts. Melo only had one. That's just he's gonna take his money away. That's y'all some evil people. I'll tell you that much. Y'all are some evil bastards. Woo. Thank God I don't live in Texas. Thank God I don't live in Texas. Let me say that again. Thank God I don't live in Texas. Yeah, but the coons, I ain't got too much words for you. Other than go ahead and continue to do what you do. Go ahead and continue, keep cooning and buffooning. Keep tap dancing for these tap dancing for these lunatics out here. Keep tap dancing. And then one day you wake up, you realize that these white supremacists have taken everything away from you, and you want to come crying back to us. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. Just like they said that Umar was never going to build the school, but then you see him say, "We're finished with the inside of the school," and the inside of the school is looking damper. And all of a sudden you backpedal. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Stay your ass over there. Now going back to Carmelo, I didn't mean to say all that, but going back to Carmelo, if this appeal, which can be days, months, even years, if he gets this appeal and they shorten his sentence, or they stop effing around with the evidence and finally get, you know, at least put him on the stand and have him testify and have the juries decide, which I expected him to testify. I expected Carmelo to testify. I don't know what happened with that, but that didn't happen. Boom. Y'all are some evil ass people. And that's okay. That is quite all right. So Dooley Wick goes to spoilers. You can't force somebody to testify. No, you can't. You can't force anyone to testify. You're right. But if you leave it in the hands of your defense lawyer, understand he needs to come up with something better than what he stated 2 days ago. I don't know what the fuck that was. To be honest with you, I don't know what that was. That was like some lazy writing. Yes. Yeah, man. More harshly, his so-called friends didn't do him no justice either. That's why I say I would prefer him to actually testify. So, he's getting an appeal. He is definitely getting an appeal. And the reason why you say he doesn't want to he's not going to get an appeal, because you want him to stay where he is at, because how evilly wicked you are. But that's just white folks. What can you do? What can you do? All right. What else we got? Well, I already said all. Ooh, shouts out to Queen Sheba. What is it? My prosecution as insurers. Oh, Oh, you know what's more You know what's more devastating? The devastating part is San Antonio being up 40 and happening to lose the game last night. That was very devastating. That was devastating in itself. That's just devastating. I just thought I throw that in there. I just thought I'd just throw that in there. I mean, they were up 40 points. And then slowly killing them softly. 3-point after 3-point after 3-point. Jalen Brunson hits a three. Jalen Brunson hits a 3-pointer, misses, and it gets tipped. Game over. That's crazy. I don't think his attorney. I don't think his attorney real had any intentions of having defended. They're paid. Mary, they're paid. The defense lawyers are paid. The prosecution knows the judge. They used to be buddies with each other. What did you expect? That was a lose-lose. That was a lynching. As I stated. You're not gonna get you. And someone told, and that's another coon thing I've heard. What if the roles were reversed and it was an all black juror? First of all, there have been no all black jurors in the history of America. And secondly, the other dumbass shit that I heard, more like we're gonna run away from the truth. We're just gonna run away from the truth, and we're gonna just reverse everything. Reverse. Let's see. Oh yeah, if Austin Metcalf were sitting on the opposite side of the bleachers, and Karmelo and 3 other boys were black, would you feel the same way? I was like, no, I wouldn't, because number one, those 4 black boys would get lynched, or excuse me, they would get arrested, and Metcalf, of course, white supremacist, would be freed. I don't see any difference any other way. I don't see any difference. Metcalf and his brother would be free and hide to shoot cattle or whatever. Because I seen those guns that they were wielding. They're and beating up on their dad. That's just what white folks do. Beat up on their dads and their moms. So it is what it is. Karmelo and everybody else would have went to jail. There would have been no difference. So why are we even talking about that? You know how y'all sound right now? I want to play a little clip. Jasmine Crockett called Metcalf a 300-pound. I mean, if she were to say that putting them together, that's 450 pounds, that would have been accurate. That would have definitely been accurate. That's crazy. You know what y'all sound like? This is who y'all sound like. Hold on. This is who you sound.
even not in the academic.
So let's think about this logically. Hold on. So let's think about. So let's think about.
You're one of those fake pro-black.
I'm gonna need you to calm down, right? I'm gonna need you to calm down, or I'm gonna put you on mute so we can have a conversation.
Oh, you're gonna put me on mute?
Yes, I will do that if you keep on talking over me, right? Because you have questions. You have questions and I have answers. So hold on. First and foremost, you call this person a Pookie and Ray Ray, and the reason for this is you said he doesn't speak English. I understood what he's saying, so I think he understands. I think he speaks English. Now, whether or not you understand,
99.9%.
I'm gonna put you on mute now. Now, whether you understand.
Some of you white folks don't have any impulse control. Some of you have just had no impulse control whatsoever. And it's a shame, right? It's a shame that we have to. It's a shame that we have to go through these type of things. But I definitely want to give a definite shout out to one of my people that I've been following ever since. It's almost been 15, 20. It's only been 20 years. Let me see.
I remember I read a book. I don't think I quite read the whole book, but there was a book. I read some of it. The Psychopathic Racial Personality by Bobby E. Wright. I don't know if you heard of it yet. Right. Yeah. Right. So reading that book about the psychopathic racial personality, and I think about documentaries like The Secret, where The Secret would say things like, we have about 27,000. I think it was What the Bleep Do You Know? It probably wasn't even The Secret. I think it was What the Bleep Do You Know? And he said we have about 27,000 thoughts in a given day runs through our head. And I also think about when things like this happen, people usually say, y'all think that they think how you think, but they don't think how you think. They think completely different from the way you think. If we got 27,000 thoughts in a day, do you think the way these people think are drastically different? Or do you think is it a little bit exaggerated, this psychopathic racial personality? Or are these people collectively psychopaths, in your opinion?
I don't even have to give my opinion when it comes to knowing and understanding that whether or not these people are psychopaths. If you look up the definition of what a psychopath is, they fit that description to a T. And you are absolutely correct. They don't think like we think. Listen, these are their laws that they put together to keep us in check. Let's keep that in mind. These laws in this system was designed to destroy us, not to obtain a moral code or good nature or what's right. These laws were actually put together in order to keep us shielded from who they are. Now, they could be filthy, dirty psychopaths, crazy and sick as hell. We could be the same way, but we don't fall up under the same law. We may fall up under the same law, but the way the law is distributed and dealt with, how the law deals with us is totally different. It's not the same. It's not the same law. It's almost like we're looking at two different things. For example, there was a cop recently, I think it was just the other day, that broke up a fight at a high school. Did you see it? How she grabbed the brother by his locks, slung him down to the ground, jumped on top of him, and beat the brother almost unconscious. A white female cop. What part of the law is that? Would she have done that to a young white boy? You see, the law is different when it comes to racism, white supremacy, because they're never going to see the law like we see the law. We think the law is just the law. Well, I followed the law, so what did I do wrong, officer? Or what? You understand what I'm saying? They don't care absolutely nothing about that. They have to uphold racism, white supremacy in the context of the law. Because there's loopholes already built in the law. So they resort back to who they are, and they go in the law and they'll find the loopholes. Can I get away with slinging this young teenager to the ground and beating him to a pulp? Yeah, because I could just say he resisted arrest. was only thing that she was doing was supposed to be breaking up a fight. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, Bobby E. Wright was absolutely correct. When he talked about the psychopaths' racist personality. It's not only their personality, it's at the core of who and what these people are, because it's at the core of how they're bred. And this is their system. Listen, racism and white supremacy is interwoven into the fabric of how these people are born, bred, reared, and raised. They have to go through courses taught by black people to undo their racism.
They have to go through courses. Wow, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah, not taught by them though.
Right. You know, the interesting thing about what happened with Carl Anthony is that there was a recent case with the Asian guy from the store. What was his name? Rick Chow?
Yeah.
Yeah, he shot and killed the young brother, Cyrus, I believe his name was, in the back, and he cited self-defense, and he was proven innocent. One of the interesting things happening online, Griff, once again with this whole people of color thing, is that, you know, black people talked about boycotting Asian businesses, and I noticed a lot of videos pop up of Asians daring us to boycott. And we're actually getting online accused of being racist for threatening to boycott. So what's your thought on, you know, I guess people saying, oh, you niggas ain't gonna do shit, you ain't boycotting. And also people looking at us as being wrong for wanting to boycott.
And your question is?
Your thoughts, I want to know your thoughts, Griff, on people looking at our boycott as some form of, I guess, reverse racism. I don't know what they would call it, but it's like gaslighting in a sense. It's the weirdest shit ever. The weirdest shit ever, Griff. But
y'all people are the worst gaslighters ever. Ever. Y'all good at lying too. I didn't need to let you know. Y'all some good liars. But this as soon as someone reveals to you the truth of things, you'll take that truth and you'll run right with it, and then y'all become crabs in a barrel without even looking at the root of where it came from. Because I can tell you it came from True Social, Trump's little True Social, or it can come from Breitbart or any other those white supremacist, white ringers apps. And it wouldn't even matter to you because it's the truth. It's your truth. It is not the truth. It is your truth. Black Money Corporal, what up, bro? But it is the fucking truth. I'm sorry. It is your truth. It's not the truth. You wouldn't know the truth if it landed on your freaking face. If I told you y'all was some apes back then, you probably said that's not true. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I see how it's going down, and like you, I'm befuddled, man. Is that a word that black people use?
Befuddled? Some of us.
I'm sorry, did you just put Anton Daniels and the Angry Man in my chat room? I know perfectly good and well you just didn't do that. Yes, please escort yourself out. That's a loony. That's two loony pins. And I don't have no beef. I don't have no beef with Angry Man. I ain't got no beef with Angry Man. But his path and my path are two different. As far as Anton Daniels is concerned, he is a definite alt-right coon. A definitely alt-right coon. I do not respect Anton Daniels. Anton Daniels went after Malcolm X and said, fuck Malcolm X. I'm done. I'm done with that dude, bro.
Indeed. Blame that on my public school education. Because racism, white supremacy, and their news media don't respect Asian people either. So they're not going to put those things on the news. If they're only going to put it on the news when it benefits them to portray people like Karmelo Anthony and they're black. Notice.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember Jake Lane calling Metcalf's father, and Metcalf's father act like he didn't want to have a conversation with him right in public, in front of everybody. I'm like, if you don't get the hell out of my face with that goofy you're in cahoots. You're in cahoots with the judge. You're drinking beers and having conversations with judges and with prosecutioners. Miss me with that nonsense. You think this is a freaking game?
Get back to your question. But notice when you see the images of them on their networks, they become a shade darker. They only choose the pictures where his hair is kind of wild. Not wild to us, but those kinky coils connected with the cosmic forces giving him energy. Like he has superpowers.
He's at work today.
Really beautiful black nappy hair. You understand what I'm saying? But they make it seem like it's a badge of shame the way they portray him. You understand what I'm saying? So now, when it comes to this idea of saying it may be reverse racism if we protest, I say, Brother Rich, we should do both and. Those who feel like that's the way, protest, make a difference, have your voice heard, beautiful. Go do your thing. We need you to do that on the chessboard also while we do this other thing. Those individuals that want to get out there with the bullhorn, those people that want to take care of that other business, and y'all know what I'm talking about. We need that.
But here's the thing. Y'all won't. Well, can I ask you a question? Do you consider Panda Express Chinese food? Do you consider... Where was that at? Where was what? You lost me there. Was it? I think what you're trying to get at is like the Asian guy that came out and said black people want to boycott Asian stores. Good. I hope they do, because you can give back to Jordans, you can get at the Chinese food, the stereo systems, the blah 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 blah. The nail shops, the cleaners. I was like, we can clean our own goddamn clothes. And nail shops, come on. Nail shops. Black women have been doing hair and nails and smoking weed at the same damn house. Selling it too in the same damn house. Come on now. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about none of that stuff. We've been buying, selling, trading product, been growing our own foods, producing our own crops for years, centuries. I'm not worried about none of that shit. Not worried at all. They were just sitting outside chilling, and he came yelling at stuff and ignoring them that came back. Y'all people are tripping. They act like Tulsa, Oklahoma didn't exist. They act like Rosewood didn't exist. Like, are you crazy? In the end, You just came in the back door. We were already through the door. You just came in from the back door and happened to pass right through us. You don't even take care of your own communities. Talk about leave our communities alone. You don't take care of your own communities. How the hell would you know? Ain't it true that if you have daughters, you put your daughters to shame because you wanted a boy so much, but you put your daughters to shame? What do you do with your daughter? And what you do with your daughters is very, very, very brutal. So I would shh if I were you. You should bait cellulite. Cellulite is it cellulite or is it Similac? I don't know who that guy is. Don't know who that guy is. I heard he was cooning and buffooning over there, and more importantly, he's banned over here. He is banned over here. So, but you mentioned the angry man. I ain't got no beef with the angry man. Do you not know what? Do you not know what bad blood is? I think you're the type of person who likes to see destruction happen. I think you would be the type of person who would provoke evil and destruction against two people who, quite frankly, number one, don't know each other. Number two, don't like each other. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you disappear because you're the one that likes to cause destruction, bro. Anyone, because I'm on a different type of path and I'm not to be provoked. So if you're gonna go on that type of road trip, God bless. Do that someplace else. I don't know who that dude is. Don't know who that dude is. We ain't gonna have no type of conversations anytime soon. Anytime soon. This is not a time to, because I know my triggers and he knows it. I know my triggers and he has a trigger. Y'all with the impulse, y'all need to practice impulse control. I gotta go and get my thing real quick. Y'all need to practice impulse control. It's too much testosterone, and it's because of Trump. I can understand it. It's because of Trump. Trump is, but he has influenced a whole bunch of people to be goofy. He has influenced, or should I say, radicalized. That's fine. You're doing your job. I get I gave you the missiles. I gave you the bullets. I gave you the missiles. Fire everyone ready. Yeah, but that's fine. Because people need to practice impulse control. You should debate. You should debate this person. You should debate that person. How about debate no person? Because I'm not a debater. First and foremost, I've told y'all that. I told you I'm not a debater. Because I seen Dean Withers do it, right? I seen Dean Withers do it. I seen Parker do it. I seen Isaiah do it. I'm not them. Because I have too much. I got too much of that in me. I can't do it. I even told Lisa, I said, look, the only way I will debate somebody if we debate basketball or martial arts or something like that. I don't mind doing that. It's great. It's fun. But something that can trigger just about any and everyone? No. And people get stupid too. Let me just plug that. And people get hella stupid. So what do I have in common with a coon? What do I have to what well, I said that all wrong. What do I have to debate a coon about? What do I have to debate a coon about? For what? For what? He's probably gonna go back to camping, tattletale snitch. And if I see him, just go on and do what you do. And I'm not gonna mention the other person either. That would really make me upset. So going back to this Karmelo thing. If you were in his position, what would you do? If you were in Karmelo's position, what would you do? Karmelo Anthony is innocent. Why is he innocent? Why is Karmelo Anthony innocent? Is it because he tried to defend himself? Is it because he tried to? All right, congratulations. Is it because he tried to flee for his life? Not only he fled for his life, he feared for his life. He had all white juror. I don't know what is slave owners. Enough said. Enough said. Like, share, and subscribe channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I was not going to play because I looked, and I was on vacation. I was in LA, and I looked, and I'm like, is that Jasmine? Tell me that's not Jasmine covering this. And I was so like, yo, let's go.
We are live, hopefully.
Let me see. I don't know where I was. So I'm just going to, I don't even know where I was in this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start somewhere in the middle. To be perfectly honest with you, I think Jasmine should be his lawyer, but I don't know how expensive she is. Actually, she can't do it because she's still in Congress. She's still in Congress. She can't get hired. She's not gonna do her job and and then represent him. I don't know if she can do that. Can she do that? Chat, do you know if she can actually do that? She can defend Carmelo Anthony and be still a congresswoman at the same time. I don't think she can do that. But would you go away from this thing? I don't know why she bought this. God, fuck it. Let me get situated. Yeah. I don't know if she can actually do that. I don't know. Well, I have to find out.
Illustrated as a youth in Texas, 85% of emerging adults that go into the Texas prison system under the age of 18 are sexually assaulted. The protections just aren't there. There's no mental health support. There's
Prohibited.
no education resources. I've also worked in a prison. And I just want to highlight that he and his family need to be continued to be covered in prayer. I'm really worried about his safety and the state of his mental health, quite frankly.
Yep.
Moving forward, I don't know what else to say there. It just, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point, and it's interesting that you would bring it up because again, it goes to the humanity, and I don't think that there's a lot of humanity in many of the courtrooms, but definitely in the criminal justice incarceral system. And you're absolutely right. So for those of you that are curious, we have federal laws that help a little, but not in a Karmelo situation. Texas is only one of 5 states that considers you an adult only for criminal justice purposes.
Hold on. First and foremost, I don't follow ChatGPT. That's somebody made that up. I don't fuck with ChatGPT at all.
At the age of 17. So every other state is 18. In Texas, you get charged just like anybody else. There's no certification required. You are an adult only for criminal justice purposes at the age of 17. And so it puts us in this weird space because federal law is 18 and everything else is 18. So we have like a PREA. We call it PREA. And basically, if you are less than 18, then you are at least kept kind of like separately in a protected-ish situation. But once you hit 18, For those of you that are unaware, the jury sentenced Karmelo, and I know some of you may be confused by that too, and I didn't address that. I'll quickly try to go through what a bifurcated trial is, unless somebody else wants to talk about what it is to have bifurcation. Because some people are used to, like, depending on where you're watching this case from, you're used to a judge handing down a sentence. And in Texas, it's not necessarily that way. But Karmelo was given 35 years. And so with him being given 35 years, that means, again, the 50% mark. So he will be parole eligible in 17 years. And I just want to be clear that, you know, I first started running for legislative office because of how fucked up all this is. Like, these were my motivations, because I was seeing it every single day in the courtroom. And so I instantly was going in and rewriting all the things that I felt like were terrible.
Y'all some goofies,
You're right.
dude. Y'all some real goofies.
Basically, they say this is about rehabilitation.
That's a damn
And
shame.
frankly, what I have found is, for somebody like Karmelo, someone who didn't have a propensity to be a quote unquote criminal, right? He didn't have a juvie record. This isn't the kid that you imagine is about to have a murder conviction on his rap sheet. And frankly, I have seen more times than one kids that were, in my opinion, mostly from East Texas, over prosecuted and given these crazy sentences. And while they went in and did not deserve what they got as it relates to their sentences, they came out criminals. I mean, I specifically remember a kid who learned how to cook meth while in prison. Like, next thing you know,
that's wishful thinking, Unknown.
This is a story that I tell.
That's wishful thinking.
Tell that side of the story, but the kid went in for burglary of a building for stealing candy out of the concession stand at his high school. Like, he was doing stupid kid stuff. And in Dallas County, easily would have been gone after some community service and some other stuff. But in Texarkana, he ended up with 2 years, the maximum, after a probation revocation. So, yeah, I just want y'all to understand that, like,
there is something about Texas. Taz, shouts out to Taz. Taz says we should leave Texas. I say people should get their passports and just go somewhere where they think they'll be most comfortable at. But then I'll tell you, there is nothing other than parts of Africa where I would feel most comfortable being in. Because I tell you, what they are doing, what they're trying to do, all because of the influence of Trump. It's not because of Trump. It's because of the influence of Trump. They're trying to change everything back to the way it was, slowly but surely. Remember when most of us covered the thing where you're taking away your voting rights or separating yourselves through the maps because of they want to gerrymander everything? That's what they're trying to do, is slowly but surely take away your rights. First or 14th Amendment, gone. Second, if they destroy that, if they change that, if they get rid of it, they might as well get rid of your 13th Amendment rights, your First Amendment rights, your Second Amendment rights. And it goes on and on and on. I mean, they weren't meant for you anyway, but if he was illegal, all the white people will be out protesting in force. They wouldn't be protesting in force. Prove me wrong. They wouldn't be protesting. They wouldn't be protesting in force. It would be a force. They'll go out in force. But just imagine if Karmelo would have won. If Karmelo would have won, there will be some retaliation, right or wrong. There would be some goddamn retaliation, right or wrong. I was beat up by 5 cops. Really? Damn. And you still live in Texas after all that? I hope you sued and got your money, bro. I hope you sued and got your money, bro. They beat me while I was in handcuffs. And I hope you sued. Right? I hope you sued and got your money, bro.
Rehabilitation is not really what
not in Dayton
happens a lot of times.
Wait, what you mean not in Dayton? Whoa. I'm confused. What? Well, no, let me get to this.
At least in Texas and in Arkansas, licensed in both. Morgan, you look.
They had something.
I'm gonna pull up a question, but I know you have. Thoughts.
They had something. God damn it.
That would be an understatement. Mm-hmm. When you're talking about rehabilitation, I think a lot about like Norway and their prison system. I don't know how familiar people are with their system, but they very much focus on rehabilitation, and their recidivism rate is extremely low because of it. And it breaks my heart to see what is possible and know how it looks in this country. So there's that. But the other thing that's very heavy on my mind right now, that's hard to sit with, is how dehumanizing all of this is, and just the level of it, not only in the case itself, but also in the conversation around it.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Are discussing everything about him as a child, because he is a child. Was a child when this happened. And today, I mentioned this earlier, but today there was a reporter that made a comment while she was reporting on the case outside the courthouse. And she mentioned that as she was discussing the racial tension around this case, that we needed to address a big gorilla in the room. And I don't know about y'all, but I have not heard gorilla used in that kind of phrase before. The elephant is the thing I've heard, traditionally speaking. And I watched, I'm in Dallas, this is something I care quite a bit about. And as I was watching this coverage, it was very hard to hear how even just one reporter was talking about this from a racial context. So it's just hard to see how constantly Black people are spoken to and talked about in a way that literally removes our humanity. And the reason why that language is getting to me is because it results in things like his conviction, in the way that this trial went, in the ways that we're killed just for existing. There's very real impact by talking about us like this. So the biggest thing on my mind right now is the way that his innocence is taken away, the way that, it's the angel's point. When you go into this system, that's a traumatizing experience. Anybody that's been through it can tell you, it is not something, like you said, it's not rehabilitative at all. So I'm just very sad that this is how this has turned out for him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but no one should go through. Let me turn that around. No one should go through that. No one. It's almost like the dude from Minnesota all over again. I forgot what his name was. The dude that apparently was filming ICE agents run amok, and then they came over and sprayed some white lady in the face. She fell in the ice. He tried picking her up. He got sprayed in the face not once but twice in point blank range. And then they came and grabbed him. It was like 9 of them some bitches came and grabbed the guy and then shot him. So luckily you didn't get shit. Luckily they didn't shoot you. So just count your blessings. That's what I would say. Count your blessings, because no one that is in their right mind should be in a position like that. So I wasn't going to be here for very long. because I'm gonna get back to what I do best, and that's report goofiness amongst the world. Because these conversations don't really last that long, because no one does shit afterwards. No one does shit. No one smashes anything, goes on a raid, or no one does the right thing and builds off that correctly, economically. No one builds off of that. See what I mean? Just evil people. You mean the guy that carried a gun and threatened them for weeks? Who are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. Did he have glasses? Did he or did he not have glasses on? He literally, yes, he was packing a weapon. It's legal to pack a weapon if you're licensed. If you're licensed and you carry, you carry. And yes, I will have that extra clip on me. Yes. Carmelo made an extremely poor decision. I don't think he made a poor decision. I think he made the right choice. You know, if I was his father, I'd tell him congratulations. But I wouldn't be in Texas. Texas, it's just something about Texas. I can't put my finger on it. They must have like an underground ring of white supremacists in Texas. So they got all the money, they got all the wealth, they got all the power. And that's why they have not, you haven't seen a black, I don't know if Texas has ever seen a black senator. Have they? I don't know. Texas is full of cults. They nailed it right on the head. But it's just something about Texas is one of the reasons why Jasmine, well, I don't even have to go into that, but is one of the reasons that Tellerico is, I don't think he's going to win. I mean, he may, because think about it. We're talking Kim Paxton of all people. Kim Paxton. So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. There are just some things about blacks and their victim mentality. You have this idea that y'all can't do any wrong. Lady, ma'am, whoever the fuck you are, why don't you do us? And I'm speaking for all black people when I say this. Leave us the fuck alone. That way we can police ourselves. We can do damage to ourselves and literally police ourselves. Just leave us the fuck alone. Stop going to Hispanics. Don't go to Hispanic community. You have your own shit. You have your own shit. Literally, have your own shit. Do you know they passed 800 plus? 800 plus? What do you mean? They will never leave us alone. Oh, they will once if we have to go ape ship on that ass. Oh, they will. FAFO. FAF the fuck O. I mean, it's not popular, but fuck them. Just fuck them. I mean, We literally had our own communities. We had our own project. We had the first shoe that was made was from us. Clothes that were made were from us. The helicopter, the first helicopter, medicine, the watch, the stoplight, the shoehorn, damn near everything made solely by us. And what makes you think we need a whole bunch of Asians who talk shit? And for those Asians who do talk shit, shh. Just shh. Shh. Parents can't ever police their own damn kids. I have to give you points for that, because there are those individuals who don't police their kids. So I will give you that. But there's the blacks in Texas prison don't give a flying fuck about Karmelo being black. Yeah, you would type that in the chat like a complete airhead. You would type that. But you know what they say about the universe, what goes around. Boom! The lineage of evil. And boy, you motherfuckers is evil. What a harsh world. They kill that too. And not mentally and steal everything. If we were to listen to our grandmothers and grandfathers of yesteryears, we would not be in this position. If we were to listen to the what do I say? The influencers of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If we were to build our own communities from the ground up, rebuild them if they burnt down, and do not social integrate with any of these yahoos, we would not be in position. Now, don't get me wrong. I have no problems with Africans. I have no problems with with my African brothers and sisters. I have no problems with them. I have no problems with my Haitian brothers and sisters. I have no problems with my Jamaican. Hell, I might be Jamaican descent. I don't know. Each and every single one of you has a goddamn immigrant in your family. Let's not play this game. Each and every single one of you, on your mama's side, on your daddy's side, somebody got immigrant ancestry in them. But anywho, I have no problems with none of my brothers and sisters who look like me and walk like me. They just speak a different language. Stop with the FBA bullshit. But anyway. But we, as living in America, us African Americans who are living in America right now, we need to live with the harsh reality of build it, they will come. You have to live with that reality. Build it, and they will fucking come. And for those who cooning and buffooning, what? I don't. Who are you? I'm sorry. Are you lost? We may I help you, sir? Well, we don't know you. You must belong over there somewhere. We need to treat it like that. We need to treat it like that, especially for these cool. Let me ask you a question. Would you invite Clarence Thomas to the cookout? Put a one in the chat if you would invite Clarence Thomas to the cookout. If not, put a number 2. Would you invite Clarence Thomas to the cookout? And with that, Charlie Kirk. Who the fuck is Charlie Kirk? I don't know who Charlie Kirk is. Does anybody know who Charlie Kirk is? Oh, Charlie. Bang! Oh, my bad. My bad.
I'm going to go to a question from some of the people that are watching, but I also have a question myself that I just want to kind of chime in on. It says, we got a couple of them. All right, this is from our lawyers. What role does prosecutorial discretion play in cases like this? Anybody want to?
I will say for me, that's been a big thing. The prosecutor, the choice here. We know that we have a lot of data, especially for capital cases, that white victims often get stronger sentences, and that has stood out for me a lot. Thinking about this is that yes, he obviously had the evidence to support a first degree murder case, which is what happened, and the jury came back very quickly with that. But I just kept thinking about manslaughter there would acknowledge the youth, the recklessness, the brain that's not fully developed. I just didn't think. I just kept thinking the intent here, and I had people say, "Well, he said he did it." I think that the intent is clear. Clearly, this jury felt that, but I think for many of us who
you better look at the white man's burden,
who are looking at this young man as a young man, a child. We see this as reckless behavior, not that he intended to murder somebody. So I often think about this. I think about the case with the cop that murdered the young man by going to the wrong apartment in the Dallas area, and how I believe that she was charged with manslaughter, and just thinking about that and how she intended to go in there, but she was wrong. And so the discretion here and the decision here, I think is very important. And I encourage people to look at the data, because we know that our criminal justice system sees white victims differently. It humanizes white victims, and it offers them and their families a different type of justice than Black victims get. And we talk about inequities in our system. I often think about that. It's one reason why I'm not for the death penalty, because we know that that it's very rare. It's not, I shouldn't say rare, but Black victims do not get their families don't often get death penalty cases in those situations. So that's something that's kind of stood out for me here. And this isn't to dehumanize what happened to this family. This is an awful tragedy. And I've said that there was going to have to be something that there was going to be a sentence. I understood that some time ago. But
I just want to remind y'all real quick that homeboy on the trigger. He on the trigger. So you best watch your mouth. He feeling some type of way. That's crazy. He going there, boom, bang. Say something, bitch, bow. Y'all best to watch your mouth in the chat. I love it.
The prosecutor went for first degree murder for a 17-year-old who, as Courtney noted, had a cross and puzzles in his backpack.
Correct.
Bullied by a larger person. I felt like it lacked humanity, and it was really trying to just to really go after the Black man. I often think about the identification of Black boys as well. We know that Black kids in our school systems are treated like adults.
Man, instead of talking shit in the chat, why don't you put something in my super chat? Support the super chat. Since you want to talk so much shit, the rest of you like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe, and become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel for those who and I will try the best that I can to come up with the best content. With right now, I mean, I am not tired, but I am tired because I had gotten out of work like maybe an hour and a half ago, and I still ain't got no sleep. But this I had to cover because I don't know if I'm gonna be covering it again anytime soon. It's sad and it's tragic. It's a sad and a tragic thing, and I guess you can say for both parties. But in this instant, one person had to act the fool, the other person defended upon his life, and he had the cost of it was severe, and he got 35, and he got this. It should have said 35 to life. Maybe that would have been more sufficient, but and shouts out to Charleston White. I can't believe I'm saying this, but shout out to Charleston White for supporting the boy.
And seeing as adults and held to that standard at a very young age. And I kept pointing that as well. And so those are, somebody was like, y'all just mad because he's Black. And I was like, I'm mad because I understand the system. And I understand how the system mistreats Black boys and young Black kids. And that's what I'm mad about. And it's another example of that.
So I'm gonna do something. People gonna be mad. All right, so because I laid out the mens rea, I did not further lay out one of the things that pissed me off about law and doing is specifically how the mens rea plays out. So it is the intent to commit the act. So saying I feared for my life, and so I acted, then you're saying that I was doing it intentionally. So you end up in this box of like, either I was unlawful in my actions or I was reasonable and therefore it is okay. Now you get into some special instructions sometimes if it's escalation, right? So, I think that there is a creative way you were in reasonable fear, but like going back to that eye for eye type situation, right? So it gets tricky because you really have to say, I intended to do it in order to get the instruction for self-defense. Did he get the self-defense instruction?
He got a manslaughter instruction, and they did give a self-defense. So they had the option. They had an option for murder. They added the manslaughter, and then there was a self-defense.
Okay, so they didn't give him self-defense.
And they didn't release I haven't seen the release jury instruction because again, they got everything on lock. So you just have to hear what everybody has said. But the manslaughter was added today. That was a good sign, I thought, because I was like, that's a step in the right direction.
But I'm sure the way that they argued it, like prosecutors are like the way that they argued it is like, either you believe that he was reckless in what he did, right? Like it was just reckless, which usually is going to be something a little bit more than playing with a gun, but instead like playing with a gun and it accidentally discharging criminally negligent homicide, playing Russian roulette, right? Like that there's one in the chamber somewhere and putting it to your friend's head. That ain't negligence. That's straight up recklessness because we know that there's one in the chamber. We don't know which one, but we know, right? Like that's reckless behavior. And so like, it's interesting because as a defense attorney, you got to just lay in on one of them. You got to lay in and say, either I'm going to try to walk you, right? So we going with like, nope, I intentionally did this because I truly believe that they were trying to kill me. And so therefore it was me or them. Or you have to just say, and that's why when you said, Courtney, about him talking a lot, which yes, we need to probably say this 1,000 more times. The police ain't your friends. They not
Bertha,
friends.
Bertha,
They're not
Bertha.
friends.
At least let me
No,
give me some time to read the comments.
Positive. That you ain't doing nothing wrong. Don't you?
Oh, it's some time to read the damn thing. Give me some time to read it. I mean, the stupid people are going to be stupid people, but give me some time to read the damn thing. She's going to hit it, boom, boom, boom. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. But give me some time to read it. Damn. She remind me of D from What's Happening. God damn. Wait, say but not emotional control. Whatever. Here you go with emotional control. But are you going to teach? Let me ask you a question. Are you going to teach whites how to practice pulse control? If we got to teach black people how to have emotional control, or however you will call it, are you going to teach whites the same thing? Because apparently they don't have any impulse control either. That's why you got goofies coming in my chat and getting destroyed by birth. They're getting destroyed. Like, what'd you say? What was that one video? What's that one video game where you had the hammer? Where's that one video game where you had the hammer and you were hitting? Oh, it's getting to where we're kind of over the impulse control because when it's not provocating, why use it? I mean, if you wanted it that way, then I wouldn't mind a race war. I wouldn't mind a race war at all. As a matter of fact, I think we're already there. We've been at it for years. Yet you got these dumb some bitches, these black conservatives who say, "No, we got to negotiate." We ain't got to negotiate shit. As a matter of fact, you can go with them. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. 13% wants a war. Good luck. Oh, we will. Don't worry. Do not worry. If little Haiti can do it, please try it. Don't try. Try it. Don't try. Try it. Don't try. Because you can see, because you see, not only do we have intelligence, but we also have military intelligence also. You should have never incorporated us in your armies. The military that we have to fight tooth and nail for white folks to have the greatest constitution in the world because the South was going to defeat us. You don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And bro, do me a favor. Tell your white supremacist friends. I'm talking to you, Black Wolf. Tell your white supremacist friends to leave us alone. Why don't you go back, Mr. Coon? Mr. Coon, I'm talking to you. Why don't you go back and talk to your white supremacy friends? Go back and talk to your white supremacists. You don't want that smoke. Shit. I'll treat you like I will. Niggas will treat you like I'm gonna treat this uh Pepsi can right now. Gulp, 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 gulp. Why don't you just admit you're a coon and you want something that white folks ain't gonna give you? Respect. White folks ain't gonna give you respect. How does it feel being white for a change? How does that feel? I don't get it and I'll never get it.
Shut up. Your only word needs to be lawyer. And if you're under 18, parent, guardian, something.
And I'm sorry, but if I could tell y'all how many times a black mama that messed up one of my cases, don't be on the phone answering your mama. But tell her I just need to get out of jail. Do not.
No, this is what needs to happen. Black folks need to start getting on the jury. Black folks need to go back to school and learn how to become lawyers. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to start this bitch.
Their first inclination is what did you do on that jailhouse phone? And there is nothing that is protected about that conversation.
Wait, okay. That's good. That's good.
And there was a self-defense.
Okay, so they didn't give them self.
And they didn't release I haven't seen the release jury instruction because again, they got everything on lock. So you just have to hear what everybody has said. But the manslaughter was added today. That was a good sign, I thought, because I was like, that's a step in the right direction.
But I'm sure the way that they argued it, like prosecutors are like the way that they argued it is like either you believe that
I don't know what you're talking about, but apparently you on some Tourette's. You are definitely on some Tourette's, and apparently no one knows what the hell you're talking about. Don't worry about the ammunition. Don't worry about the ammunition. Don't worry about none of that shit. You just worry about your own motherfucking self.
he was reckless in what he did, right? Like it was just reckless, which usually is going to be something a little bit more than playing with a gun, but instead, like playing with a gun and then accidentally discharging criminally negligent homicide, playing Russian roulette, right? Like you know that there's one in the chamber somewhere and putting it to your friend's head. That ain't negligence. That's straight up recklessness because we know that there's one in the chamber. We don't know which one, but you
or the people in your family could be the ones who literally go to law school. You could be the ones literally going up to law school. It's okay. It's okay. You could stop. You could stop timing them out now. They're not gonna go away. If they yell out the N-word or some crazy shit like I'll fuck your daughter or some stupid shit that white folks nearly do all the time, then you can just ban them forever. But they're just gonna have it. What they're gonna do is they're gonna go into their little second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh accounts, and it's whatever. Me personally, I just like it when you time them out the way that you do. Hey, Hogany. Hi, Agony. Hi. Mwah. I'm kissing your belly. Anyway, how you doing? I'm a little tipsy right now. I am a little tipsy on Coke. Excuse me, Pepsi. The fuck? This is what happens when you don't get enough sleep. All right. But anywho, doctors, lawyers, doctors, lawyers. If you want to be a police, I'm not going to stop a person being. My son wants to be a police officer. That is his first goal. His second goal is he wants to be a chef. I said, you can be whatever you want to be, just don't be no coon. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. And never forget, there's God, and then there's your mother, and then there's your father. Never forget them, and do not forget about me. Because I'm always going to be your father. I'm always going to be your father. All right? But it is what it is. My uncle was a fireman on my dad's side. My cousin is a lawyer. I wouldn't mind being a police officer. I wouldn't mind my son being a police officer just as long if you serve your community. Serve it the best way you see fit. That's all I can tell you. Hell, he's only 11, about to turn 12 pretty soon. My daughter, shush, let's not get into that. But let's get back to the important stuff. And Mahogany, I emailed you 5 times. I can't email you anymore. I emailed you at least 5 or 6 times.
No, right? Like that's reckless behavior. And so like, you know, it's interesting because as a defense attorney, you gotta just lay in on one of them. You gotta lay in and say, either I'm gonna try to walk you, right? So we going with like, nope, I intentionally did this because I truly believe that they were trying to kill me, and so therefore it was me or them. Or you have to just say, and that's why when you said, Courtney, about him talking a lot, which yes, we need to probably say this 1,000 more times. The police ain't your friends. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. So please. I don't care if you are absolutely positive that you ain't done nothing wrong.
Don't
shut
talk.
up.
Your only word needs to be lawyer.
And
Lawyer. And if you're under 18, parent, guardian, son.
And I'm sorry, but if I could tell y'all how many times a black mama that messed up one of my cases, don't be on the phone answering your mama. But tell her I just need to get out of jail. Do not, because their first inclination is what did you do on that jailhouse phone? And there is nothing that is protected about that conversation with her, your baby mama, your granny, whoever it is that you call. And I love them to pieces, but they done messed up some of my cases. Because if it's anybody you want to talk to, you gonna answer to your mama. Do that when y'all are in person and ain't no phones nearby or nothing. Y'all can have y'all's own conversation, because I've had to try to argue against my own clients' words because they don't know the law. So even though Karmelo said, ain't that self-defense, he was asking a question.
Correct.
And so literally being able to tell a jury and say, listen, before y'all walked in here, what did you know of self-defense? You didn't know anything. In fact, we had to give you a whole legal instruction because none of y'all are legally trained. So why is it that you believe that a 17-year-old child somehow would know this? And so, but we have to backdoor and pull out and make people, it gets difficult. So mamas, don't you ever ask your child what they done on their jailhouse phone. You get their ass out and then y'all figure that out, okay? Because y'all mess up life for a good lawyer. And never, ever, ever, ever talk. You have a constitutional right. You have multiple, actually,
Take
right?
it.
You counted as one, and you got the right to counsel. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, so we have one black man on here. So I feel like we need
Always keep your mouth shut. If you're trouble in the same situation as Karmelo or anybody in that matter, when you're in front of police, keep your mouth shut. Say these words, lawyer, or say these words, phone call, and don't discuss anything on the phone. Do not discuss anything about the case because you don't know who's watching. Hell, you can be at home. I would rather you not say anything while you're at home because you don't know what's electronically bugged nowadays. Hell, you got a what? Smartphone. You got a what? Smart TV. You don't know who's listening in. You don't know who's listening in. You don't know who's what. Your neighbors. Don't go snitching to your best friends. I don't care if you've been friends with your best friend for 20, 30 years. Keep your mouth shut until your lawyer says otherwise. Let the lawyer do the talking for you. Hell, you paid your lawyer to do the talking for you. Otherwise, you're going to mess up your own damn case. Listen to your lawyer. Now, that being said, I just thought that I'll come over here and just do this. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing this again because I got other things that I want to get into. And besides, the war is not over. The war is not over, and I still want to cover that. And I also want to cover some other things relatable to the uh the primary, not the primary, but the general election that's coming up pretty soon. We are in June, July, August, September, October, November. So we have 5 more months. 5 more months before the general election. And good luck. Let's get this madman out of office. Karmelo was actively suspended from school. No, he wasn't because he rode the bus. When you're actively suspended, you're not supposed to ride the bus. They will not let you. So you can get on my chat room with that. But stop lying. Can you just do that for 1 minute? Can't you just do that for a moment and just stop lying? I was suspended for bringing a knife to school on campus. Obviously, and if he did it, and if he got suspended for, obviously he had a good right to doing that. He had very good right for taking a knife to school because he's getting fucked with, just like every black kid gets fucked with in school all the fucking time. But don't let the coons hear that. These Sambo soldiers are going, we can't take an ass whooping. Not when you fighting 4-5 other dudes and you're 130 pounds soaking wet. Make that make sense. You're 130 pounds soaking wet. You got versus the whole world. Versus the whole world coming at you. It's not just one person. If it was 1-on-1, okay. If it was 3-on-1, okay, we got a problem here. You're not Michael Jai White. If this dude was Michael Jai White, 6'2", 220 pounds, and was kicking people in the throat, absolutely. But this boy ain't no damn Michael Jai White. This boy is a Michael. Just skinny. Just skinny as an ox. He was not going to win that fight. He was fight to. How do you get pummeled? You flee, get pulled back in, get beat up some more, get pulled, run, get pulled back in, and get in a chokehold. And that's another thing. I got to find that picture because there were two pictures. Number one of his regular mugshot, and number two of his second mugshot. His second mugshot, he had what you call them, warts or rings or just black marks on his face. And the report said he had something in his neck. Now, I guess it was because of the ass whooping that he'd been receiving. And finally, after keep continuously going after him, Austin felt something, dropped. But people said that he was running away. He ran to his coach. He ran to his coach. And then he ended up going to a police officer and he confessed to what he did. But y'all have no shame. No shame at all. Just a lineage of evil. Official court documents in the school district confirms proves that Anthony was serving suspension in California. So we're doxing people now. 2025 stabbing. So what does that? Okay, cool, fine, great. What does that have to do with the current times now? What does that have to do with anything? Means nothing. Was walking away not an option? He tried to walk away. He got fucked up. He tried walking away. He tried No, I said that wrong. He tried running away and he got pulled back in. So what was he supposed to do? See, white people have a strange imagination of how things work. If I run away from you and you follow me, you're a bully. You're a big old bully. Not what the video showed. I saw a very version of that video, and there were key witnesses that said that he was being pulled back in as if he was trying to walk away, well, flee. Let's just say that. I see. You're a racist. Black man can't be racist. A black man in this country cannot be racist. So what are we talking about here? If I wish I would be a racist. I wish I would. Give me power. Give me your wealth. Give me your power. And I can become a racist all day. Give me your wealth, give me your power, give me your influence, give me everything. Give me your 40 acres and a mule, and I will be racist as much as I want. I will actually construct racism with power, wealth, and influence to the point where you never will see the light of day again, just like you're doing to us. Day by day by day, starting in Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, South Carolina, Florida. You are erasing us from the map. There's some low IQ son of a bitches up in here with some bad impulse control. And it's not very educated. And the only reason why you hate us so much is because we are very educated. That's why you didn't want us. That's why your ancestors didn't want us to have education and have us to have education in the first place. And sorry for the Milli Vanilli reference, but boy, you know it's true. You did not want us to have any education at all. Shouts out to Booker T. Washington. You didn't want us to have education. You didn't want us to read, write, pronounce certain words, initiate certain things. You didn't want us to do shit. But then all of a sudden, years later, decades later, centuries later, you have attitudes because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defense law. Whoa, is she a lawyer? Oh, I'm sorry. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My bad. So you have 6 lawyers up on here. I got a better idea. Why don't you go debate Dean Parker, not Dean Withers, another one of your peers, and see if you give it that, because all that shit that you typing in the chat, it don't mean shit to me. It don't mean a damn thing to me. It is what it is. You want us to be a part of your regime. You want us to be a part of the world. And this is the thing where your teachers have failed you. Education has failed you. Education has failed you. Education has failed Black people. I do know that. And they don't want you to know anything. They don't want you to know the truth. And I would love for you to go to a Black history class and study Black people, just like we study white. It's only fair that you study us. We studied y'all for years. We studied y'all for centuries, all the way from Christopher Columbus, who proclaimed that he found America, quote unquote. That makes no sense. But other Europeans, 9 European boats came to the Americas and discovered America. Christopher Columbus was the last person to find America. The last person to find America. And we whooped his ass. But apparently, sadly, we whooped your asses at the Alamo. But you whooped our asses with that ink pen, unfortunately. And America became white. 88% white. Ooh. Now you got your Charlie Kirk. Oh, my bad. Anyway, that's not funny. Well, I didn't shoot the motherfucker. Your white predecessors shot the motherfucker. Ain't that the one? Does anybody know ain't that the one I'm talking about? Because I don't know who Charlie Kirk is. I don't know who he is. Does anybody know who Charlie Kirk is? I do not know who Charlie Kirk is. I've been getting people to, the most ridiculous people say, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk. Who is Charlie Kirk? I looked up one video of Charlie Kirk. I'm like, okay. And then I immediately turned it off because he's no different from Richard Spencer. He's no different. He's no different from Richard Spencer. He's no different from David Duke. So it's like, who is he? Oh, did you just call me the N-word, sir? Uh, you just called me the N-word. Oh, buddy. Ooh. Oh, I am so sorry. You got to go. Sorry, sir. Not that I care. I'm just because only I know what that word means. But yeah. So wanna meet up? Why, you wanna get buried? You're gonna sit your ass down somewhere. Before I literally fuck you up legally and illegally. Boy, don't know what the fuck. See, that's that Charlie Kirk syndrome, that's that Charlie Kirk syndrome. The government fucked up black people over, not the entire right race. Well, think about it. The government is filled full of what? White folks, right? Filled full of white folks. So you might as well add the combination of white who are in government, adding the South, part of the North, with Tricky Dick, Ronald Reagan, George Bush Sr., George Bush Jr. Add them all in there. Just add them all in there. Just add them all in there. That's all you have to do. Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. I got what? Damn, something wrong. I'm doing something right when I got white folks mad at me. Oh, the lineage of evil is ongoing. The lineage of evil. You must miss your dad. You must miss your dad a lot. You must miss your father a hell of a lot. Aw, did he grape you as a child? Wow. And send me a picture of your mother. But anyway, my bad, I don't do swine. But anyway, on to the next.
We need to go to you before we go to our next question.
Well, first, thank you for inviting me on this call.
Ooh, somebody just sent me the jury instructions. This way I got them as well. It was probably the same person.
I got them. My wife is also watching. We just celebrated our anniversary yesterday.
Related.
Thank you. One thing that I believe we have to get back to is we have to get back to telling our children, especially our young black men, we have to start giving our teens the talk again. You know, I may be dating myself, but when I was younger and fresh with a driver's license and hitting the streets, my mother was like, look out for the police, you get stopped by them, don't say anything. And that's what we have to get back to. Now, we're in Texas. Texas is probably one of the most violent states in this country. They're a push to allow any and everybody to get a gun. You know, why do you need to walk around the AR-15 going into Chipotle? You know, you have that around with guns. Because of the fact that if you just poke them, they're going to shoot you. And so we have this environment, we have elected officials campaigning with guns, the whole family got guns. And so you have this atmosphere And then you have this young man who the kid was bigger than. You know, he very well may have feared for his life. But the thing is that we take our kids, we move them up into these suburbs thinking that they're going to have a better life and they deal with concentrated racism. So we don't know what that young man dealt with on a daily basis, dealing with the environment that he was in. And again, he's living in the suburbs, he's a little suburban kid, so he doesn't really understand what he just did. And so he's not a habitual criminal, not even a criminal, doesn't even have is not even leaning towards criminality. So he's talking to people he thinks he can trust because he knows that something wasn't right about what happened.
So again, going back to the stupidity of your comment. So you want Carmelo Anthony to go up against 4 individuals by himself, knowing he's going to get his ass whooped. I don't think you would have a problem throwing down any type of fisticuffs with one person, but 4 individuals? 4 individuals. I got my ass kicked. And that's another thing I got to hear from these coons and buffooneries. I've got my ass kicked before. Doesn't mean I want mine kicked. See, I'm going to do anything and everything that I have to do to get you off of me. Point blank, period, end of discussion. I'm going to do anything I have to do. Because number 1, I got a life to live. Number 2, you should never fuck with me in the first place. So why do I have to kowtow to what your ideology is? I shouldn't have to. So the boy got stabbed. Get the fuck over it. You'll be fine. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Damn. You must be from Sweden or something, because I've seen you around here too many times before, Father Son. Why don't you come have a conversation with me on Sunday? Because I'm gonna be hosting a panel. And I better see Father Son. You look like you're from England. Are you from bloody England? Tell Morgan Pierce I said suck my... Oops. Yeah, but seriously. He acted on self-defense. And if they can prove it the second time around with the right lawyer, he's getting off. And you're going to do the exact same thing you did in the OJ case. Get mad. And get mad some more. And get mad and get mad. He is innocent. He is innocent of all charges. It feels so good to finally get you fuckers to tell the truth about yourselves. I feel refreshed. I feel great. I feel so great that you white cowards, you white bastards, you white supremacists come out of the woodwork after we call you out for years and you don't even show up. Now that Trump is in office, you feel some type of way about yourself. Cool. Come and debate me on Sunday, fuckers. Let's have a debate. Let's not have a debate because I don't debate. Let's just have a little bit of fun. Let's just have a little bit of fun. No, you're 300 pounds and unemployed? I'm not 300 pounds. I'm 240. And yes, I do have a job. Two of them, as a matter of fact. One of them is to take care of your stupid ass. Damn, I wish that was a law that I could just. Damn! Y'all need to keep listening to your YouTube influencers like they really know what's going on in the world. Of course, you don't debate. Of course, you don't shave. It's kind of funny. It's really kind of funny. If I do debate, why don't y'all debate Parker? Why don't y'all debate Parker? Why don't y'all go to Dean? Dean's white. Dean's white. Parker's white. Why don't you go debate them? I'm not a debater. I don't have the temperament to debate. I'll straight smooth cuss your ass out. I'd rather just punch a motherfucker in the chest. That's just me. I don't have the temperament, but they do. So go debate Parker. Debate Parker. Debate Isaiah. You know, I never said I hated all white people. See, that's what got you fucked up about me. Although I am getting close to getting there. I am getting that close. That's why I had that discussion with my dad. I said, "Is it is it okay to say I hate all white people?" And he said, "No, you're not supposed to hate all white people." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because not white people are racist. They're prejudiced. They can be prejudiced." Well, he kind of didn't understand racism. Racism is a systematic construct. Now, you can be against me for personal reasons, for any other type of one-on-one reasons that there are. You can be against me because, number one, of my skin color, number two, because of my intelligence, and number three, I have it better than you. You can be prejudiced about that. You can be prejudiced for a lot of things, but on no circumstances is race one thing. Where did you come up with that where did you come up with that number? Murder murder rates across the country is 97%. That's false. That is totally false. If that's the case, then what is the rate for whites? Whites kill more fluently than blacks do. You're going to trust the FBI statuses? Get the fuck out of here. You're going to trust FBI? The FBI reports. False. FBI. Do you know FBI imported drugs into this country? Numbnuts. Did you know that? Why would I trust FBI field reports? Why would I do that? See, people think that they're smart. They think that they're smarter than me. Keep your frame of judgment to yourself. You don't want people to assume things because you're ain't just like them for the race of it. First of all, no one tells me to fuck what to say, what to think, or how to act or what to be. No one tells me that. No one tells me how to walk, how to talk, what car to drive, what God to praise. None of that. That's what white folks have completely lost their damn mind, is to thinking that just because you have a very large percentage of the population, or excuse me, a very large percentage of America, which will soon be taken over by Asians, you think you can tell us what to do. And pretty soon, those immigrants will be taking over the United States of America. What will you say then? There will be nothing you can do except just to go to war. And right now, you're losing the war in Iran. You're losing the war in Iran. You lost 13 people. And according to America, that's intolerable. That is totally intolerable to lose in the United States of America, to lose Americans. %68% of the 67% according to who? 67% according to who? 7% of the U.S. population of Asians. 7%. Where do you live? Where do you live? I'm talking about China as a whole, stupid ass. It doesn't just have to be in America. I'm talking about China as a whole. Oh, did you know that Trump ported white immigrants into this country along with Asian immigrants? Stupid. Hey, stupid. Stupid. I can't remember. I can't think. If no one, instead of coming at me, why don't you ask me a question and I'll try to answer it for you? Otherwise, you have about 60 seconds before I kick you. If you're not gonna ask me anything, and I'm talking to this wolf dude, if you don't have any questions to ask me, because you have been trying to lure me into a debate. I'll play that little game. I'll play a little game. Pull up. Pull up where? I heard your pull out game was weak. That's why I don't even entertain these motherfuckers. Don't worry, I'll be free Sunday. I will definitely be free Sunday. Y'all can pull up. If I put up the link, y'all better hit the link. Y'all better hit the link. Otherwise, I have your name down. I got your name down. I got your name down. Fuck around, don't show up and see what I do. How are we losing the war in Iran, bro? Uh, Number one, Donald Trump doesn't know when to put in or pull out. They keep fucking each other. They keep fucking Iran up, and slowly but surely you're losing your forces here and there. He doesn't have the guts to pull the trigger. He's not gonna have the guts to pull the trigger. He's not. He's not gonna do it. You know why he's not gonna pull the trigger? I'll give you one reason why. Money. He's not gonna pull that trigger. How much you want to bet me he's not going to pull the trigger? If he ends up pulling that trigger and eliminates 98% of Iran, which I don't see him doing, I will cash app you. He's not going to do it. He doesn't have the guts to do it. He old. He is old. The man is old and senile. He ain't gonna pull that trigger. None of this shit matters to me. You're right. It doesn't matter to me. You know why it doesn't matter to me? Because I'm not the one that was forcibly sent over there. We're not supposed to be over there in the first place. But since we are, and he wants to all of a sudden pull out, he's a chicken shit. He's a coward. Finish what you start. You all over the place. Dude, you're all over the fucking place. I thought we were talking about the war. Now you want to talk about the world population? Yeah, you all over the fucking place. All over the place. That's what white people do. When they got nowhere to go, they got nowhere to run, they come right straight to us. They come right straight to black people and start talking that goofy shit.
Now, the problem is that none of these people he really could trust, because none of these people are his friends, because the fact that all these people had the propensity to testify against him. But I think, I was reading this quote by Malcolm X. I'm not going to read it out loud. I think you know where I'm headed with. But some of the things that we're talking to our kids about, we have to be very measured in how we speak about certain things, because this is a different age. And these young men and our young women that we're raising, we're not raising them to be fighters, we're not raising them to be martyrs, we're raising them to be functioning members of society. But we have to make sure that we remind them that there are many in this society that don't want them to be functioning. They don't want them to be successful. They made an example out of Karmelo Anthony, because they could have gone lenient on him. They could have. The prosecution could have seen that, okay, this is a tragic mistake. If the race was going to be reversed, they would have shown humanity of the young man who committed the crime. They would have done like Ethan Couch with it. Ethan Couch killed what, four people? And they said that it was because of the fact that he was too rich and didn't know right from wrong. Kyle Rittenhouse was gunning for people. So we are in a situation where we can't fight back, as Lisa Colbert said, but then if we run, they may shoot us in the back. So it's like you put us in between a rock and a hard place. And so we have to come up with strategies to save our young that are growing up in hostile environments. I mean, that's exactly what it is.
You know what? I just thank you, and you just invoked Chow.
Y'all sound crazy. Trump's a pussy. Trump's a big pussy. And a big old crybaby who's getting exposed. And he's gonna get his ass booted out the White House. Motherfucker don't even know the left from his right. I hope it's raining today. Oh, it's not raining today. No, it's sun shining. Oh, it's thunderstorming. Oh, I'm gonna pull out Iran. No, I'm gonna destroy them with the boom boom. I can't say the N word. I've started with the boom boom. No, we need to renegotiate. No, I told you to pull out of there. No, we need to renegotiate. No, I don't like that deal. No, I don't like this. No, I don't like that. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. This is what this is the thing with the right. This is what happens when you're at the right and you hate immigrants and you talk. Your main topics are immigrants. Ain't nothing else. Oh, and I forgot gays, which I did say, and I did inform. If I ever see Trump in my city again, I'm gonna go at him I'm gonna unleash all the gays into his party. I'm just gonna say, sick 'em, sick 'em, sick 'em. Oh, don't get mad because the seats are turning blue. Don't get upset. Don't get upset because y'all losing y'all money because he simply does not care for neither one of you. He even stated it out loud that he doesn't care for you. You do know that, right? You do know that, right? He did say that out loud. He doesn't care about America. That's what he said. He said, I don't care about America. All I want is Iran to not have a nuclear weapon, which didn't Obama already address all that? No, he tore up the deal because he had his name on it. This ninja came. You must be a coon. One is what? Oh, a policy. Oh, let me see. Border. He wants to stop. He wants. Was it what? Immigrant reforms or some stupid shit like that. He doesn't want immigrants coming into the country illegally. And it has something, and it also has something to do with the 14th Amendment, which he abolished. You're talking about that. You talking? It doesn't really matter at this point because it's all the same. It's all the same. And like I give a shit about Trump's policy. What's Kamala's policy? Of Kamala's policies. You know, the one that you're so-called afraid of. Name one policy. Trump doesn't have Trump does not have any policies. Trump does not have policies. The people who put him in offices gave him those particular policies. Doofus, goofy, and dumbass. He's a freaking realtor. A freaking failed business owner about politics. stop it. Just stop it. As a matter of fact, I ought to time each and every single one of you dumbasses out. Name one particular policy that Kamala Harris for. Should I do VP or should I do that? Well, any one of Kamala's policies. Name one. Any one of her policies. Anyone. Wasn't Kamala Harris a congresswoman? Wasn't Kamala Harris a congresswoman before she became VP?
That's the conversation.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, let me see. I can just do this. Kamala Harris policies. Wait. Kamala Harris's policies. No. Wait, executive. Why does it always political? No. Kamala Harris's policies. Oh my goodness. How about this? Jasmine Crockett's policies. Ugh. Hold on. Jasmine Crockett's policies. Thank you. So it's
Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas joins me now. Congresswoman, thank you.
Wait. None of that works. Kamala Harris policies. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for visiting us in Delaware County, Vice President Harris. My question is this. If it accomplished only one major policy goal that required congressional action, what would it be and why?
Well, there's not just one. I have to be honest with you, Carol. There's a lot of work that needs to happen, but let's. I think that maybe part of this point how I think about it is we've got to get past this era of politics and partisan politics, slowing down what we need to do in terms of progress in our country, and that means working across the aisle. I've done that before. We did it around whether it be what we were able to.
No. See, Cat Daddy. What we gonna do? Hold on, Cat Daddy. What we gonna do is we're not gonna play these stupid games with these people. All right. Let them crash out. Let them crash out like white people on the right always do. Let them crash out. And let this coon, whoever he is, let him go ahead and just let him go all crash out. Let's chip out. We got this. They can't even name one damn policy.
Accomplished with the bipartisan infrastructure deal.
Like any policy. Fuck out of here.
Gun safety. But we've got to work across the aisle. And it is my commitment to work with Democrats, with Republicans, with independents to deal with a number of issues, whether it be what we need to do in terms of housing and creating legislation that creates incentives for that, what we need to do to reinstate the freedom of women body and not have her government tell her what to do, whether it be what we need to do to actually invest in a substantial way in the industries of the future, in American-based manufacturing, in American-based industries where American workers and union workers have those jobs in a way, good paying jobs that gives people the dignity they deserve. All of those areas I plan on working across the aisle and with Congress, including the issue of immigration, which we've got to fix.
She did mention immigration. Dude, nobody gives a shit. No one gives a shit. He doesn't have policies. The people who put him in office give him these instructions because he's not smart enough to do these things on his own. What he does, he reads from a teleprompter. You twit. And so is your mama for having you. Go on with the bites. Go on with the birds. We're not we ain't gonna fold. We ain't gonna blink. We ain't doing none of that. We gonna win. Win. And he shits himself on national television. Wait, did you see that one video? I gotta find it where he lets out a tremendous gas. There's too many memes about this guy. See, I don't know. I don't know about you people. I mean, let me ask you something. Is it April's Flowers? If you are a reporter and he told you were dumb and you were slow and you were low IQ and he called you a bitch, what would you say to the president? What would you say to the president of the United States? What would you say to the president? Dude, you know you're just talking to yourself. No one's paying attention to you. What would you say to the president? Me personally, I would have knocked his ass out. He's only, 6'4" and 320 pounds worth of Burger King and McDonald's. I could run circles around that. I could run circles around Trump. Trump wouldn't even fight. I would laugh. Pot meets cow. Damn. Pot meat. Damn. I didn't know we were Al Green up in this bitch. Like, damn. Well, damn. Oops. My bad. Well, this is what it is. Because he wouldn't do Angela Rye like that. He wouldn't do Angela Rye like that. He wouldn't do Simone. What was her name? The one person that he's scared of is Larissa James. I don't want to butcher the woman's name. I think her name is James or something like that. People beneath me can't insult me. All right. I digress. I definitely digress, but I want to get back to this real quick.
Between a rock and a hard place. And so
Now, if you are committing a crime at the time. So unfortunately, like, felon in possession of a firearm, right? So like, if somebody shoots at somebody, but they are a felon, and so they are unlawful.
If you want me to debate, send me a cash app. If you want me to debate, send me a cash app.
Possessing a firearm.
Put your money where your mouth is,
They
bitch.
can't defend themselves. They just gotta get shot or go to jail for shooting back. Like, there is
And shut the fuck up.
Jury instruction, and I just thought about it because this was it was a school, and I don't know anything about property.
It was school property. It was connected, and he brought a 3.5-inch blade. It was a multi-tool. The jury saw it, but yes, he should have had it.
Yeah, I don't know if, like, we have to run me down through a whole bunch, but that right there alone may have voided, and they may have argued that in the case. I will July.
All right.
Next, but
Thank you for coming.
Have that part. That was the one thing that stuck out. And I'm like, ooh, I forgot all about, especially in Texas, because everybody got, but it's all campuses. Yeah. Campuses, on campus, near campuses, we have a whole bunch of extra stuff that we do, whether it's drugs or weapons. Like, everything is heightened and everything is against the law. So there is a part in there, and I am curious if they argued that, even
I think
though
it was against the student code of conduct, but I'm not positive on
no,
that.
it's definitely gotta be illegal, unlawful. Let me find that instruction. July, you want to talk while I find the instruction part on that?
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity. Before I get into it right now, I want to just love on Black men right now. It's been a lot watching sons and feeling as though sons are not getting justice. So I just want to encourage my brothers right now. And then there are people who are going to have demonic things to say about Black people in this moment. Black people, let me tell you, you are wonderfully created and woven with joy, with love and joy. So don't ever let it disturb or steal your joy. I woke up this morning with that, and I'm going to go to bed with that tonight. Don't lose your joy. When it comes to the matter of the 3.5-inch tool, which for just conversation's sake, we'll refer to it as a knife for conversation purposes, right? The fact that he had it was always going to be an issue. And that's what I tried to remind people, so that when this moment came, we would kind of have some balance to take the blow. I was going to struggle with, well, why would he have that? They're going to ignore everything else that was in his backpack, as Courtney is dressed. Like, he had crossword puzzles, he had frost, he had snacks. They were going to ignore all of that because of this instrument, this knife, this tool, right? And it ended up being causing. We can't ignore that. When you go to a public school, if you are an adult who is licensed to carry in the state of Texas, this is why I tell people to get licensed. You learn the law about carrying. You cannot be within 1,000 feet of a school with a handgun. You cannot be on a school campus with weapons. He left his school, traveled on a school bus to another school district facility. This stadium, this Kokendall or something was the name of the stadium. So whether he knew or not that he couldn't have it, he had it. He knew he had it because don't touch me. Like, as long as you don't touch me. Now, we know in our community, and I'm talking to my community, in our community, that's a way to tell somebody, just leave me alone, man, right? So a footing for, I done told you, leave me alone, right? But the victim didn't believe him. In another community, that can sound like provocation. So when we look at the penal code, section 9.31, self-defense does exist unless right? And there are 3 points where the unless is and provocation. I just want to remind us, we gotta have these tough conversations with each other in community. And we also have to have these conversations with our children. That means we may need to do some larger conversations offline.
And I may not know everything. I may know a tenth about law, but these things need to be reconstructed. Oops. Yeah, love these peanuts. Everything should be reconstructed. Everything. Everything. Everything should be redone. Texas. It's Texas. This is the reason why white superiority has dominated Texas for years. You can probably have Louisiana. You can probably have Alabama or Florida. Florida was blue because of Obama, his first term. Not so much Texas. But you had individuals, individual cities in Texas like Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, who had a significant amount of blacks in them, who, if it wasn't for them, Obama wouldn't even be in office. If it wasn't for the people in Michigan, Obama wouldn't be in office. If it wasn't for people in New York, Obama wouldn't be in office. People in Chicago, Obama wouldn't be in office. So this is the reason why Mitt Romney lost. This is the reason why John McCain lost. Excuse me. It's because of the influence that blacks had on Obama. What would be any different if, say, for example, if Jasmine Crockett were in that position? What would be any different? We would have to put her in that position, the same as Obama, even though things are changing drastically, because Donald Trump keeps bitching and moaning about, he cheated. No one cheated you, dude. You've been complaining about Sleepy Joe's been cheating you. You've been complaining that Obama doesn't need to be here, and where's the birth certificate? Blah, 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 blah. You just all over the place, my guy. You just all over the place, dude. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I will be live Sunday. And if anybody wants to join, I will send up the link, and I will definitely have you up, and we can discuss the trial. We can discuss the war. Doesn't matter. As long as we're respectful, that's all. We come with respect. My son went through a court battle, and the bullshit the system comes up with, yes, it's harsh and unfair, and I'll watch and I'll let a whole bunch of kids try to understand it, bro. It's fucked up. It is fucked up, but you can't linger on it. You're thinking you should think to yourself, what can I do to change your laws? Well, there's there's ways that you can change them. 1, vote. 2, know who you're voting, and then vote for them. Actually, I got that backwards. 1, vote for the person that you think is best suited for you. Have a conversation with that person first before you go to that ballot box and you push that button. Have a conversation with that individual, either on the phone or in person. Hey, get an email, get a fax, Number 2, actually, that was number 2. Number 3, vote. Vote, 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 vote. You don't have to vote for everybody. But in this year around, you might have to do the ballot. I'm pretty sure you're going to have to do the ballot. I already done it. And so I voted already. We're blue. We're blue when it comes to the Senate. When it comes to the general, we're purple. So if you can get your state to turn blue in the Senate, red in the general election, fine. Let it happen. But make sure you vote for a person that will do right by you, which is kind of tough. But you want to know the most important thing you have to do? Do right by yourself. And know your laws. Respectfully, learn your laws. Hell, become a court-appointed lawyer. I have lawyers in my family. I have lawyers. I have firemen. I have police officers in my family, on my dad's side of the family. I have those. There is nothing wrong for you, yourself, or other people in your family to become those, because we need more of those. We need more defensive attorneys. We need more of those. Jasmine is a defense attorney. Obama, I just found out, is a lawyer. I just found out he's a lawyer. So you got Obama, who's a lawyer. You got Jasmine, who's a lawyer. You got this woman that I'm playing right now. She's a lawyer. So we have advantages. You just have to take it. You have to take it. You have to take it. Have to take it. All right, I'm gonna do a few more minutes and then we gonna bounce.
Community, but I want you tonight to hold your babies a different way. I want you to call your brothers and your sisters and text people and just tell them you love them, because there is a pain that's going across the community. And after the child decision last week, I kind of warned people on my TikTok, like, hey, brace yourselves, because we have another trial that's about to take place. And understanding the demographics of Collin County, we knew that jury probably was not going to reflect a jury of his peers. I'm curious what even the ages were of those people who served on that jury. Because again, jury of your peers. His peers are in high school or maybe freshmen in college.
And brush your teeth, boy, your breath stink.
So when you take all those things into consideration, it could be a lot. So I want to remind people to be mindful of their mental health in this moment. We got days to discuss this case. Days. You know, this baby is facing 35 years. He would have to serve until he's almost 37 years old before he was up to be released. Yes, they can make an appeal within the next 30 days. They can file the paperwork, but appeals take forever. They take a long time. But right now, I want you, if you're a person of faith, I want you to be praying for his mental health and for his safety. Angel just gave a beautiful example of what, not the example itself wasn't beautiful, but her intent behind it was to paint the picture, to understand what he is facing as he goes into this penal system. And let's understand, Jasmine, Congresswoman, because you're not at school anymore, but Congresswoman, you brought up a wonderful point when you talked about, godly, you brought up something, and these 40s messing with me, but you brought up a point about his humanity, right? And the humanity of the accused. And so I just want to remind us to be mindful of the humanity because nobody wins in this case. Two families have lost their sons. Yes, they can still hear their son's voice. They can visit him, but it's not the same. And he won't ever be the same after this. In fact, he hasn't been the same since last April. He hasn't been. And so the restoration, yeah, we've really got to pray. If that other thought comes back to me, I'll bring it back up. But thank you for the opportunity.
And with that being said, thank you to all my new supporters, to all my new people, and to all the white folks who clearly shown their true colors. It's beautiful. I hate liars and I hate deceivers. Get back away from me, Satan! Dude, I fucking hate people like this. Such a waste of air. Quit your moaning. Unless I don't know who you're talking about, but whatever. It's a new day. That's true, but to understand mental health, the key is they missing that? Yeah, it's the key, honey. But look, don't worry about anybody else's mental health. Worry about your own mental health. Go outside, breathe some fresh air, take a bath, take a shower, go do some things, go shopping. Have a good day. Peace and love. Peace and love.